Good evening, everyone. Today I have another tour watch in for review here. This is a GM Lang. It's the Trailseeker. So this watch, pardon the cut, life happens sometimes. This watch got lent in for review to a bunch of the Random Rob YouTube creators, affiliated with Random Rob. So get this situated here. So what we have here is sort of a field watch. Let me start winding it up. And it is in the more affordable category. Pre-order price is about $295. Regular retail will be $365. It is pretty much in that ideal field watch size, a little on the larger end again, but that seems to be the theme for these cheaper ones. They tend to be maybe a little bit bigger than some of the more expensive ones. But we have a very classic dial here in a classically sized watch. So let's get the time set. There we go. Stiff crown spring, there we go. So this is a 39mm case that is 47mm lug to lug. The earlier versions were 49mm. It's a large watch, or longer watch, but still very wearable. It is a 10mm case plus right around 2mm for the crystals, so you're looking at around 12mm total for the whole watch, so it's pretty thin. Behind you see what's probably one of the highlights of this watch to me, and that is this beautiful case back with the usual ring of text. But there's your beautiful case back with the stag and the sun. Honestly, it'd almost be worth owning this watch just for the case back. If I was made of a little more money, I'd probably pre-order it and just throw the rest of the watch away, just because it's not quite my kind of watch. But just for put that case back on my desk. The bracelet is a classical oyster style. Starts at a 20mm, and it looks like it tapers to around an 18mm. With a pushover. It's again nicely, kind of a more uniquely milled clasp here, with this center portion folding into a solid portion underneath. I suppose that could potentially help with pinching hairs. There we go. But it doesn't really matter to me. 3 micro adjust, so a little on the small side, but not too bad. You can see this is obviously a review model, so it's been beat up. Nice inscribed GM Lang logo. And we flip back up to the front. Talk about the dial here. So this dial is a kind of classical field dial with the railroad track surrounded by second and or minute markers. You get some nice kind of almost Aquaterra style hands. Very similar look with the loom locations, but not quite the same level of finesse, obviously, with a cheaper watch. But pretty nice. Certainly a step up from the last watch we took a look at. The minute hand does come right to the edge of the track, and the second hand kind of projects just a little bit further. You see the GM Lang with the logo, Trailseeker, and this is a 200 meter diver. Obviously at this price point you're not getting a Swiss movement, but you can tell by that second hand sweep that we're getting a 4 Hertz movement. So this is a Miota 9039, so the no date version. Oh, sign crown as well, by the way. So we pop that crown back out for a second. So you got a nice authoritative pop out. It is a screw down, and because of that, 9039 instead of 9015, you have that no phantom date. And like I said, it is a very firm and a little gritty, but still smooth, or still smooth enough insert. The crown is a little bit on the wide side for my taste, but it does make it easier to manipulate. You have this radially brushed, very large flat bezel. you know, if it was me, I would probably make this watch closer to like a 37 to 38 millimeter watch and kill that bezel and shrink the whole watch down a little bit. You know, it balances this kind of dial shape. I think you could probably get rid of the outer minute track, the bezel, shrink everything down, you know, because then you still have some room for the bezel and still, you know, have a nice, maybe a little closer to my ideal proportions, but it's still a very nice watch. It is loomed. We will do a simple version of a loom shot here in a second, but it is loomed and does a not that great job, honestly. So actually we'll just transition to that real quick. I'll kill the lights and we'll have a quick loom shot. All right, lights are coming down. All right, so you can see pretty weak application of loom. It is possible that this prototype doesn't have a full application of loom, but either way, I don't think you're gonna see a tremendous loom quality here. Just the price and the way the dial is constructed don't lend themselves to incredible loom. The hands are okay. The dial is pretty much useless. You know, within a few minutes, you're not gonna have much usable loom here. So as we get the lights back up, my final thoughts on this model. It's not by any stretch a bad watch. I think, especially for the price. I mean, especially if you can get it for the pre-order price, it's pretty hard to beat. The AR is pretty much non-existent. The loom's pretty much non-existent. They do have a couple other colorways. I think if I had to pick it, I might choose a different colorway. This kind of green gets pretty washed out in anything other than the most direct lighting. So, but to me, if you're in the budget for a field watch, but you don't wear your field watch, or in the market for a field watch, but you don't wear your field watch a lot, and you're kind of looking for something in that OP39 type size, this is pretty much right there for you. It'll scratch that itch, give you kind of something in your collection, and that 200 meter water resistance is plenty durable, and the 939 movement's a good movement. So I think it's a good watch as long as you're not planning to use it much at night, and you're not really looking for the most petite of a field watch. But that's all I have for you guys. So I hope you enjoy this watch and whatever you're wearing, and have a great night. Take care.